want to start off by saying that I bet that every single one of us, or at least 90% of us in this class, have one thing in common. That's what you have either in your pocket, your purse, on your desk, or somewhere close to you. That's what I have in my pocket. Cell phone. So I'm pretty sure that most of us have this. And I'm pretty sure that most Americans have this. Either near them or somewhere in their home or somewhere in the pockets or the cars. And to show this, that a lot of people have this, I got a quote from CBS. The quote says, "The number of mobile phone subscriptions worldwide has reached 4.6 billion and is expected to increase to 5 billion this year." And this quote came from CBS in February 15th last year. So by now there's more than 5 billion cell phones worldwide. And this leads to what I'm going to talk about today, and that's how I wanted to warn you guys about using cell phones while operating a vehicle or a car, and the dangers of it. And first thing I want to tell you, like when you guys use a cell phone in your car, you guys are texting, you guys realize, oh, it's dangerous, whatever, it might be dangerous. But if you guys think about it, you guys are risking your lives, your passengers' lives, and the lives of others that are driving around you. And then one example of this I got was, a picture of a phone. One example was there was a car accident. They found it on zerofatalities.com. This is exactly what happened to the driver. The driver was driving down the road, and he was trying to text, and he started drifting into the left lane. And then he caused the oncoming car to swerve so he wouldn't get hit by the car that was drifting. And he ended up swerving back and getting hit by a semi. And both passengers in that car that got hit were killed. Their names were James A. Ferraro, who was 38, and Keith P. Odell, who was 50. And the person who caused the accident, his name is Reggie Shaw. He's currently in prison right now. And there's a video. If you go onto zerofatalities.com, you can watch it. I couldn't put it up here because it's 15 minutes long, it's too long for our speech. But if you go on there, you can watch it. They talk about it. You can see the attorneys talk about it, and they even show you a visual like this of the car, how it swerved and everything. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention that each time you're driving and you use cell phone, this may happen. It may not. I don't know. Many people think they can multitask and everything, but you never know. But also, there's another. I did more research, and I found out that there's some tests done, and one was by Clemson University, and one of the quotes that Ross Norton wrote on his article was that when text messaging, the drivers cross the center line of the left of the lane roughly 10% more of the time. So if you think about it, that's 10% more accidents that could happen for those 10%. So 1 out of 10 people could drift out of the lane they're texting, and there's more possibilities for more accidents and everything. There's another quote by him on the same article. It said, recent trends show that the number of drivers who text message while driving is on the rise. So over the past few years, there's been more cell phones, there's been more people using cell phones, and there's also been more sales of cars, and even electric cars, but people are still using their phones while they're driving. So it's still dangerous, even though you still think it's not that dangerous. You look up every now and then and everything, and you think just glancing up and just glancing down for a little bit will not distract you enough to make a mistake or something, but still it's a lot of time to think about it. Another test I want to talk about was done by Car and Driver, the website. They did a test, and this is the results from their test. Their test was they put a little red light, a little thing that displayed a red light in front of the driver, right in front of the wheel, and there's a passenger who would control that red light, and then there was a driver. The driver would have to either read a text message or send a text message or read an email off either like the iPhone or BlackBerry or something. And then they showed pictures on there. I forgot to download them, but there was a guy just holding like this, and even him, this is how long, this is how much extra space they needed to stop, because they were looking down, and then the red light came on, and they didn't notice it until later. So they got a baseline. And then after that, when they were reading, it took it took him 6 more feet to stop. It took him 45 more feet, and that was only going at 35 miles per hour. they're going 70 miles per hour, and they each started going a little bit farther. Even though his was pretty good, I think, but still, that's a lot. 70 feet more. That's a lot of space that you guys, extra space that you need to stop. So, you know, if the car and driver did that little test and everything. And in conclusion, I just want to say that I hope I informed you well of the dangers of driving while using a cell phone, while texting or calling somebody. Even if you're on the phone, it's still a distraction. You're not focusing on the road. And I hope that this will influence your decisions in the future.
So, Natalie, what did you think?
I thought it was really good, and he had a lot of good evidence, and the citations were good, and it related to the material well. And I liked his visuals, like that chart that he had up. He explained it really well and how it related to the topic. His delivery was good. He had good audience eye contact, and he wasn't reading off of his cards the whole time. As far as improvement, I don't really know. Maybe a couple more examples or statistics of how many people get in accidents or something like that would have been helpful. That's it. It was good.
Okay. I like the attention device. It was fine. The topic's very clear at the beginning, and you've got a good thesis statement. I don't get a preview for the content of the speech, and during the body of the speech, I'm not really getting very clear signposts on the supporting structure. All the material seems to be progressing in a pretty reasonable way, but it's not in any categories or bits of information. It's all just, it's all equal or it's all random. And I think that you need to do something to help the audience a little bit more. We're going to remember some of the information that you've got, but it'll be easier to remember information and use it more effectively if you have that stronger structure. So that's something that you need to work on. I did think you did a nice job presenting supporting materials in the presentation, and usually you gave pretty good explanations of what you were talking about. I was a little vague on what the columns were on the table chart that you showed, and I think I needed more explanation on that. That was a little problematic. But you did seem to be trying to integrate those materials into the speech pretty effectively. You had it planned reasonably well. I'd agree about the delivery thing. You do a very nice job speaking to the audience. You look confident. You know what you're talking about for the most part, and so it's much easier for you to engage the audience. You're not having to, when you look at notes, it's just to figure out what's the next piece of information or let's get a statistic correct. It's not, how can I avoid engaging the audience? You actually are looking at the audience and talking to them most of the time, so I think you do a very solid job on that. So organizational issues need to be worked on, and that's about it. Everything else, I thought the explanations were all really clear on. Thank you.